Welcome to It's What Our Characters Would Do, the podcast where a neutral good ranger and a chaotic neutral warlock talk about RPGs, roll funny dice, and give away some sweet loot. I'm Bob World Builder.
And I'm Grace World Destroyer.
And today we're talking about Dragonlance. But first, Grace, how are you feeling today?
I'm full of food because we did a late Thanksgiving yesterday.
Yeah, we're recording this more like at the very end of November, and we couldn't do Thanksgiving on a regular Thanksgiving because, unfortunately, Grace had to work. But I don't know if you can hear our cat coming in here whining about Thanksgiving as well. But yeah, we did a little bit of a late Thanksgiving. Fortunately, our parents were kind enough to accommodate that for us. And it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I made the best pie that I've ever made.
Yeah.
And my mom said it was because I used her special salt in the pie.
Oh, she did say that.
She did say that.
Hey, she listened to one of these previous episodes.
Yeah, she did.
So she might hear you dissing the salt.
I'm not dissing the salt.
That's true. I mean, it was good. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say it was better than previous ones. It's hard for me to do that with food without a direct comparison.
Yeah,
like,
you have absolutely
at the same time because
no palate.
Yeah.
You can't taste.
Yeah, there's
pretty
no palate in
much.
my mouth. It's just a hole that I put food into.
This man makes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on everything bagels.
Well, you make it sound like it's a regular thing,
Every time we have everything bagels,
which is like once a year.
you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on one.
I like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on a bagel because it's just a nice, fluffy honk of bread. And if it's an everything bagel, whatever. Why?
just can't
It already has
taste the everything part.
Why not put peanut butter and jelly also on it?
I guess you got me there. I don't like it, but you got me.
Yeah. Things are good, though. Things are good. Just launched the Bob World Builder dice as of yesterday, officially, publicly. And maybe, I don't know. It's not like a sponsor or anything. But it's a thing that I made. Maybe there'll be a link in the description if I feel like it.
Go buy them.
But yeah, you should get a set. They're really cool dice. And I'm super happy to have finally done something like this.
And they won't be around forever.
I mean, that's true, too. Grace being a better salesperson than I. There's only 500 sets being made. I know that a handful have already sold because patrons got a earlier announcement about it. But today it just went out publicly. And today, again, being at least a week or two before this is hitting YouTube. So, I don't know. They could be gone.
They might all be gone.
They could be gone.
You better hurry because you might already be too late.
They might be. I don't know. I have a feeling it'll be like a bunch that sell at first and then just kind of like trickling down for the last. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I hope people like them. Maybe that should be the official dice that we rolled during this podcast for other rolls.
That would be cool.
And I don't know. We were talking a lot about this. They're also from Only Crits, who makes other cool dice that we do use and have previously. And in the future, we'll do some giveaways.
Yes,
on this,
2 out
on
of
this
3
podcast.
of the 3d6s I will be using today are from Only Crits.
Yeah. Is that a good segue to our 3d6 part here?
Sure, yeah.
Cool. Let's just go with that. So our first actual segment of this show, as always, is the quick build, where we try to summarize our topic or goal for this episode in 3d6 words or less. And today, I'm going to try to do that. Grace will roll. Let's go.
This is the kind of high-quality metal you can expect from the Bob World Builder official dice set.
Oh, what is it? It looks not that high. Or is that
It's
a 6?
very high, actually.
Oh, okay, nice.
13.
Oh, all right. This should be easy. So today we're conjunction. Is that okay? Talking about Dragonlance
You made talking... Oh, no, you didn't. You did. Okay, keep going.
and how we know nothing but will laugh. Okay, I did that worse than I thought.
I would have ended that differently.
I mean, the point is, though, that's going to be the goal of this episode. So if you didn't see the community post about it, in the second half of this episode where we would normally be talking about, reading or sharing stories and questions from the community about said topic, since we don't know anything about Dragonlance and intentionally this week, even after the book has been released digitally, we were like, hey, we're not going to read anything about this yet.
Yeah,
We're
even though
letting
I wanted to.
Yeah, had to hold off to make this a true raw reactions and guesses. What we're going to do is have a couple submitted terms from the audience. I don't have to explain the whole thing now. Point is, Grace will be guessing about some Dragonlance lore and really just making stuff up. That's the point, just seeing how close she can get to the real lore based on merely the names of some elements of it.
I don't know anything. I'm not claiming to know anything either.
Yeah.
So
we're making that very clear now. But yeah, why do we know nothing about Dragonlance?
So the reason I know nothing about Dragonlance is because I did entertain the idea of reading Dragonlance, but I read a different series by the same authors. It was called like the Death Gate Cycle or the Gate Cycle or something, and I hated it. And I was like, I don't think I can read anything by these authors.
Yeah. I mean, Grace actually reads a lot of fantasy books. Wasn't happy with their other work, so then never gave Dragonlance a chance. I don't read a lot of fantasy books. And personally, I mean, I think for both of us what applies is that we were just kind of like it was before our time a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it was popular in the 80s and I guess the 90s as well. But frankly, I had never even heard of Dragonlance until I started playing D&D. And then and not even started. It was like later in my
I think I only knew about Dragonlance when like I was reading the PHB for the first time and there's like a Drizzt Do'Urden picture in there and I was like, is this like someone important? And then at some point I looked it up and saw it was like, this guy is in books.
He's not Dragonlance though. He's R.A. Salvatore. That's different people even, right?
And now you see how very wrong I am.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It
how
wasn't
very
even worth
little
correcting.
I know about Dragonlance.
Yeah,
I think Drizzt is from.
Hey, maybe
Dragonlance.
I'm wrong, and he is also in there.
Now
there
that
could
you're
be some
saying
crossover.
it, now that you're saying it, you're right.
Yeah,
it's a different series altogether.
So the point is, Dragonlance is frankly even the less popular of the two popular D&D novel series, and therefore, while we have heard of Drizzt, again, I mean, I didn't hear of him until I started playing D&D either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's probably just a matter of like there were no movies about it when we were kids. The books weren't marketed toward us. Like when we were growing up, it was like, hey, look at this little wizard boy going to school. Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
And like that was the popular fantasy of our childhood. And of course, the Lord of the Rings movies coming out around that same time. So Dragonlance was like just not even on my radar. And it's still not there today.
I think the one D&D movie that had been made but was extremely unpopular, there were definitely a lot of dragons in it, and like orbs of dragon kind were involved, I think, in the movie.
I don't remember.
But I don't know if they specifically said it took place in Dragonlance or not.
I kind of doubt it. I don't think the D&D movies previously
may not have had
were
a setting.
about Dragonlance. Yeah. And I mean, and what else? There's no video games about it that I'm aware of. Like there's the Baldur's Gate stuff. That's all Forgotten Realms.
There is a Icewind Dale video game with Drizzt in it.
Bingo. Okay. Yeah. So did Dragonlance get any of this treatment in media besides books? Like, or is there only books?
Yeah, not that I know of.
And D&D books.
But there are many things that I do not know of, so
that's true.
We could be wrong.
But when it comes to like this hobby that is most of our lives and free time, it's funny how it's funny to me how we don't know anything about this. Yeah.
Well, until recently, no even like 5e books had really been published about it, so.
Right. And so that's the thing. The first D&D 5e Dragonlance book coming out in a couple days. I guess it'll be right around the time this podcast hits YouTube, but it has been released on D&D Beyond. And there was a lot of hype for it. I think it was in the Wizards Presents thing when they announced it, or that might have even been the D&D Direct. I'm getting all those mixed up. They have too many different presentation shows now. But point is, yeah, people were really excited, just like they were for Spelljammer. And I haven't heard a whole lot about it yet. I mean, with Spelljammer, people were actually like upset with how that was done. I think people are so far happy with Dragonlance. Maybe just not as happy as Wizards wanted them to be.
I haven't seen complaining about it.
Yeah, I've just seen very little discussion.
I mean, I haven't seen any praise for it either, but I feel like, you know, I'm really only on Reddit, and people only go on Reddit to complain, so.
That is true. That is true. All right. And with that nice preamble to how we know nothing about this topic that we've chosen to make a podcast episode about, we are ready for a short rest. And then we'll be back in a minute for our fun game.
Whee!
Now, it is time for a random encounter, where we roll to read, this time not your stories and questions generally about this topic, but rather your prompts, your submitted terms of Dragonlance lore that I will present to Grace to guess out of the blue
I will give
what
you
this thing
the
is.
exact right answer every time.
Yes. And the person who submitted whatever ends up with the funniest result will take home some sweet loot. Okay. And
what if I am actually right? Then it won't necessarily be funny.
I think it will be.
Okay.
Anyway, so the rules that I've arbitrarily decided for this game are that we're going to roll 1d10. There are 10 possible things to choose from here, just to randomly determine what it is. I will read the name of it. If you want, I can give you the free hint of an alternate name. Because, as in fantasy, a lot of things go by several different names. One of those other names might be more helpful for deciding what it is.
I love a good epithet.
Yeah, not all of them have that, but most of them do. And then as optional lifelines, you have person, place, thing, for which I will tell you whether the thing is a person, place, or thing. Multiple choice, for which I will read 3 definitions, the correct one, and 2 from other terms that I guess we haven't read yet, hopefully. Or as the third lifeline option, ask the second page of Google, where we will type in the name of the thing as written here, as submitted, and then go to the second page of Google, and I will read you the summary given on the first result on the second page.
Okay. Do I have unlimited lifelines?
No, one each of those.
Oh.
So person, place,
For the
thing.
whole thing?
Yeah, there's only 10
Okay.
of them total. Person, place, thing, multiple choice, ask the second page of Google, and of course you can get the free alternate name for most of these things that have alternate names, if you want.
Okay.
So roll 1d10.
0.
That's a 10. Okay. All right. The Gray Gem of Gargath.
So there's this guy, right? And he just he lives in a hole. His name is Gargath. He wears all gray and his skin is gray. And the reason why he's all gray, and his hole is gray too. The reason why he's all gray is because he has this gray gem and it just makes everything around it gray.
Let's see. I'm trying to judge how close or far that is. I mean, you're on the right track that it is about an actual gem. There's not so much a singular guy involved in this, though, in this bit of lore. Would you like to use any hints or lifelines before I share the final thing?
No, I think I'm right.
Okay. Well, the Gray Gem of Gargath, aka the Gray Stone of Gargath, is the stone where the god Chaos was trapped for millennia. It became sentient. Gnomes used a self-propelled lunar extension ladder to steal the Gray Gem from the moon, but it escaped them and changed Kryn. After Gargath initially captured the stone, okay, so I guess that is the dude, when the gnomes were about to recapture it from him, a bright gray light shone upon the gnomes, and it changed them too. The gnomes who were curious about the Gray Gem became Kender, and those who wanted it for money became dwarves. It also created various centaurs of Kryn.
Various centaurs. I want to know more about the various centaurs.
Yeah, I should point out that these definitions were also submitted by people from the community. And this one was, I'll read the names next time. This one was from Kevin Holbesh.
Well, I think I liked mine better, so...
Yeah, I think you win that one.
Gargath is the name of a guy who lives in a hole.
He probably lives in a hole if you're
Yeah.
named like Gargath, so. All right.
But wait, who was Gargath again? Not the god.
It's not explained in this definition.
Oh. Is the moon Gargath?
I guess gnomes got this stone from the moon. Oh, maybe he was a gnome. Maybe he's one of the gnomes.
So he is a guy who lives in a hole.
Yeah. All right. Well done. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. How easy it would be and how
And
funny
a light
it is
is shown on
when you
them,
get
right?
it right.
A gray light? There you go.
Yeah, probably. It's from the moon. It's moonlight. It's pretty gray, right? Cool. Roll again.
5.
5. Okay. This is from Wolf Chanel. The word is Nabari.
Nabari. Definitely sounds like a race name.
You're on the right track.
Um,
Would you like the alternate names or any lifelines?
Give me the alternate name.
Yeah, so these are also called coalents or the hated ones.
The hated ones. Well, I'm going to say it's a race of people that live in trees.
Hmm?
And the reason why they're so hated is because occasionally they will infest an orchard and they'll just eat all the fruit. And like, you hate it when someone just comes in your orchard and eats all your fruit.
That's the worst.
What else were they called besides the hated ones?
Coalents.
Coalinths.
Koalinths.
Yeah, well, a group of Nabari is called a coalinth.
Okay.
So if a coalinth of Nabaria comes in your orchard, you hate them because they eat all your fruit.
All right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you were so on the right track with immediately thinking of it's a race and then like an evil race. So this is a race of aquatic hobgoblins, also called fish goblins or the hated ones by the sea elves. Resembling a cross between a goblin and a frog, these creatures commonly raid nearby territories alongside merfolk.
For their fruit.
It's probably for their fruit.
Yeah,
Not
so they
specified
come
here, but
They come out of the sea.
because there's no trees in the sea, so they have to
They have to come out of the sea. They go in the orchard and they eat all the fruit.
Bingo.
People just hate that.
You're 2 out of 2.
Yeah.
All right, roll again.
4.
Okay, now this, actually, I don't want to give anything away. Okay, this is submitted by Eye of Eld, and the word is Tanis Half-Elven.
Tanis. Half-elven Tanis?
Yeah, Tanis space Half-Elven.
Huh. What are my lifelines again?
Your lifelines are person, place, or thing, multiple choice, and ask the second page of Google.
Let's ask the second page of Google.
All right, I think that'll be pretty productive for this one. What I was going to say is this is actually, this thing, I won't say exactly what it is yet, it was my first introduction to Dragonlance, actually, because this was a thing that kind of came up in the very first campaign I played in. And yeah, here we go. Very, very helpful, I think.
Can I look?
Yes. Tanis Half-Elven from the Dragonlance wiki, fandom, something from Pinterest. Posted on April 25th, 2021. Tanthalas, Tanis in quotes, Half-Elven, March 9, 249 AC. So it looks like we got some dates here. Was born the son of a Qualinesti elf named Ilansa. And that's where the summary cuts off.
So he's a guy. Like an NPC.
Yeah. So what do you think you know about Tanis Half-Elven now that you know he's a dude?
I think he smokes like a lot. And he just has this like huge pipe that he carries around. He has to drag it behind him because it's so big. They call him Tanis because that's
Sure. Is he really tan? Does he love tanning?
No, they call him Tanis because that's the type of pipe weed that he smokes.
Oh.
But
A lot of tannins.
yes, exactly. And he is known to share his pipe weed, but only with other half-elves.
Oh, wow. So I wish I could confirm or deny some of that. Unfortunately, there's no information about his smoking habits in this definition. But Tanis Half-Elven, a.k.a. Tanthalas, is one of the heroes of the Lance. He is a half-elven ranger with a tortured past and often acts as the group leader. He is torn between his love for 2 women, the radiant elven princess Larana and the dark and deadly war lady Kitiara.
Both of them hate how much he smokes.
Yeah, that's what they agree on. Yeah, and what I was thinking here, was that Tanis half-elven was the first thing that I ever heard of from Dragonlance, because my first D&D character was a half-elf, somewhat kind of ranger-esque, and I remember looking up, just like Googling half-elf characters or something, and one of these images here from the first page, from one of the book covers or something, but this guy right here, I remember seeing that.
That's exactly what I knew he looked like.
Yep.
Except his pipe isn't in that picture.
Yeah, it's weird that they don't show his pipe since it's such a big part of his character. Anyway, roll again.
9.
A 9. This is from Story DJ, the Silver Arm of Ergoth.
Well, Ergoth is a god, and when he wants to interact with mortals on Kryn, which is
the world of Dragonlance.
Actual Dragonlance knowledge is that the world is called Kryn. He reaches his arm out of the sky, and it's just super long, and it reaches all the way down to Earth, and it just has a little tiny hand on the end.
So it's just like a regular, like circumference or diameter
arm,
of an arm,
but tiny,
very long,
regular
human-sized hand.
And in order to communicate with his clerics, he just softly pets their cheek.
Or smacks him on the face, maybe.
Or smacks him on the face, just gently.
Okay.
Because he's not like
tugs their ear a little bit.
Yeah,
like
just
a classic
not like an
cartoon.
evil, punishing god. He's very benevolent.
Mm-hmm.
But that is how he bestows his wisdom and power upon mortals. It's just by reaching down, giving some gentle pats.
Yep.
And just withdrawing his arm back to the heavens. And the arm is
slurping
silver.
It up like a ramen noodle
it's
back
silver.
in the sky.
That's why it's called the silver arm.
Yeah. I think we all agreed upon that. So, let's see. You're probably right that Ergoth is some kind of godly figure. Now, I, again, unfortunately don't have that information. That would have been a thing that I even like went through and tried to like verified this stuff and tried to see if there was anything I should add. I don't think I ended up tweaking any of these, so these are pretty much the submissions from the community, but that's one that even I should have been like, hey, wait, who's Ergoth? But the point is, only with the hammer of Karas, the silver arm of Ergoth, and pure dragon metal can perfect dragon lances be forged. The silver arm of Ergoth was created during the Age of Dreams by an alliance of good dragons, humans, elves, and dwarves. So it's literally a thing that you'd like pop on. I don't know if it replaces your arm or if you just like wear it, but you need to use that to forge dragon lances.
Yeah, so I guess like when Ergoth reaches down from the heavens, like a bunch, like Ergoth's natural arms are really short and like can't reach all the way down to Kryn. So all these other races like helped him by making him this really long extendable arm. And in order to forge the dragon lance, which he helps with because he's so benevolent.
He's a good guy.
Basically like whoever's forging just kind of puts one arm behind their back and then Ergoth reaches his little silver hand through when you're doing that gag when like someone's sitting on your lap and you're and it's like that, and that's how dragon lances are forged.
I think we're really creating the better lore for Dragonlance right now.
I'm not creating anything. This is
this is all canon. My bad. Okay, roll again.
1.
All right, so this is the one that first of all, this is the first one on the list, obviously. And I remember seeing this and just thinking, so not to add any pressure here, but like, I think this might be the most obvious generally what this name describes. So this is also submitted by Eye of Eld, and the word is Lord Soth.
Okay, that's a Death Knight.
Oh, do you actually know this guy?
Yes, I do know this guy.
Oh, Grace knew a thing.
I don't actually remember. Well, I guess all Death Knights used to be paladins, right? So he must have been like a hero of the land of some kind who got corrupted by all the dragon warring and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm nodding. That's like pretty generally, I think, the vibe for Lord Soth. But the point is, like, just name Lord Soth. It even just sounds like Sith. Like, I wonder if there was any overlap there, the creators thing. Like, he's the Dark Lord of this fantasy series, which every fantasy series needs.
The one and only Dark Lord.
AKA the Knight of the Black Rose. Also, I mean, I guess that could go either way. It doesn't have to be evil, but it sounds relatively evil. And Lord Soth was a powerful death knight is a powerful Death Knight? I don't know. With the ability to kill with a word. He was once a knight of Solamnia and given the power to avert the cataclysm, but was waylaid by wicked elf maids who tricked him into believing his faithful wife had betrayed him.
Ah, those crafty elf maids.
Yeah, always just tricking you.
Always just betraying.
Now he lurks in his ruined keep, listening to the songs of banshees.
Mm.
And I really like that description. I don't think I could verify the banshee part, but it sounded really cool. So.
You probably never heard of them, but like my favorite band is Songs of Banshees.
Yeah.
So if you want to just like come by my ruined castle sometime and
Just
like
listen
try
to
it out, I have like their
bunch of tapes.
latest cassette. Because they only produce cassettes because that's like the real format
Form of
that
music.
music is meant to be listened to. The cassette. Just let me know, ye crafty elf mates, if you want to come by.
Actual quote from Lord Soth in Book 5 of Dragonlance. Yeah, it's just a good name. I love a name like that where you just get the vibe right away of what it is. That's pretty good for fantasy. Because a lot of times fantasy names can be, I don't know, too confusing. Like, personally, the Nabari thing, I don't think I would have immediately jumped to like a race of people and then being kind of like tricksy evil people like you did. Very good. But we got a couple more things on our list here. Roll again.
One again.
Starting to hit some rerolls.
3.
3. Okay, also from Eye of Eld, your word is Thorbardin.
Thorbardin.
Thorbardin. One word. For this one, unfortunately, there is no alternate name. That was kind of surprising to me. I don't know if that's a hint in itself, but your remaining lifelines are person, place, thing, and multiple choice.
Give me multiple choice for old Thorbardin, who I'm assuming is a person.
Okay, I'm glad you said multiple choice because there are only a couple left. So multiple choice would have been a harder thing to do late in the game here. So let's see. Here's a definition. A legendary hero. So this will be like A. A legendary hero and founder of the Knights of Solamnia, an order of paladins and nobles broken into 3 suborders, and lover to a silver dragon who he rode into battle. Was also first to wield the Dragonlances themselves. Response B. The mysterious sealed kingdom of the dwarves who have hidden themselves away for centuries. And C. The home of the 3 orders of mages, where young magic users undergo a deadly test of their mind and spirit.
So I feel like it could actually be either A or C. And I'm going to go with A.
All right. It was B.
Ah!
Yeah, so Thorbardin.
Well, no, it wasn't because I'm...
Oh, yeah, right. But some people think that Thorbardin is the mysterious sealed kingdom of the dwarves who have hidden themselves away for centuries. And I was just surprised there were no other like names of this city. Like even in the real world, we have alternate names for a lot of our cities. Like City that Never Sleeps.
Yeah.
Whatever,
the
City of
dwarves
Light.
are just so embarrassed when they got turned gray by that gem.
Yeah.
And that's why they're hiding.
Yep. So that's why they had sealed themselves away for centuries. All right. So there are, I think, 3 things left here.
And now I know the answers to
4
2
left.
of them.
Well, actually, there's a couple left here. Yeah, we can keep going. I'm having fun with this. So.
Yeah. 8.
8. All right. This is submitted by The New Bad Hombre, and the word is Keishu, spelled Q-U-E hyphen capital S-H-U.
This is the name of one of the dragons. Who once got tangled up in the arm of
the silver arm of Erdraw.
the silver arm of Erdraw. When they were trying to make it Dragonlance, the dragon was just flying above.
Oh, and got caught in the
randomly
strand.
tangled up.
Yeah, I mean, so
And
of course that's...
the reason his name is so short is because he's kind of like the dumbass of the dragons. So he doesn't get one of those really long, complicated
cool
names.
Well, yeah, everyone knows the longer a dragon lives.
Keishu in Draconic actually means dumbass.
Right. So that, of course, is all definitively true and canon in the Dragonlance universe. But a number of people have, there's like a rumor that Keishu is a village of Goldmoon and Riverwind, who are like other characters. The village and most of its inhabitants were destroyed in search of the blue crystal staff by the Draconian armies.
Yeah, well, it was actually destroyed because Keishu was trying to...
He got tangled
and
up.
named Keishu.
Mm-hmm.
And destroyed by him because when he got tangled up, he like crashed and was like writhing around, destroying
Yeah, it's a
this
little
village.
known fact that while it was destroyed, while Keishu was searching for the blue crystal staff, it was accidentally destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, very few people know that.
Well, the Draconians then came and tried to disentangle Keishu.
Eventually, they got him out of the arm.
Yeah.
Or maybe they didn't, and I don't know.
No, they got him out.
Oh, they got him.
They got him out of the arm.
Yeah. Right. Okay, roll again.
4?
4. I don't think we hit 4. Oh no, 4 was Tanis. I could just go down the remaining ones now. This is also submitted by Eye of Eld. The Tower of Wayreth.
Is this the one that's like the school for mages where they fight to the death?
Yeah, very good. See,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to remember other definitions from the multiple choice, but yeah, very good. This is also called the Tower of High Sorcery, home of the 3 orders of mages, where young magic users undergo a deadly test of their mind and spirit, and of course, home to Harry Potter, who was the fantasy series of our
What was the name of the tower, like the actual name again?
Tower of Wayreth.
Yeah, so what they don't tell you is that Wayreth is a guy who stands on top of the tower and just heckles the young mages as they are undergoing their tests.
Yeah, with a powerful form of vicious mockery, and that's actually why the tests are so deadly.
Yes.
Because he might just insult you.
Yeah, he's the one
death.
who actually mocks you to death.
Mm-hmm.
There's less danger from your fellow young mages than there is from Wayreth.
Yeah, the wizard is mostly just about bullying and heckling. That's what truly tests a mage to be able to prove themselves.
To be able to withstand bullying.
Yeah. All right. Next, and I think this might be our second to last one now. Yeah. We have, submitted by Graham Ward, The Discs of Mishakal.
So Mishakal is Tanith Elvin's dog. And the discs are the toy that Tanith would throw for Mishakal. And also, the dog, Mishakal, could fight with the discs. So Tanith would throw the disc into battle. It would embed itself in the neck of an enemy. And then Mishakal would run up and pull the disc out, causing a spurt of blood.
Ooh.
And then run all through the battlefield, slicing up the enemies. Yeah,
that's really brutal. And a possible use of the discs of Mishakal, or again, I guess the lesser known true lore of the discs of Mishakal. But what all the normies think the discs of Mishakal is, aka the Parapas Mishakas, is a set of 160 platinum discs, each inscribed with words of an unknown language and all bound together by a golden ring. Good-hearted individuals can safely handle and read the discs, gaining knowledge about the gods of light.
Yeah, that's why it's a dog that uses it, because dogs are the most pure-hearted and good
of course.
Of the animals.
Yeah, the dogs are the only ones to be able to weaponize this knowledge in its most pure form. Okay. And finally, submitted by Mark Griffin, we have Huma Dragonbane. Maybe Huma Dragonbane?
Yeah, and the last answer.
We got some alternate names if you want them, and you do still have one hint, or one life.
Well, there was only one multiple choice question.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So this is the great hero of the Wars of the Lance.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Legendary hero and founder of the Knights of Solamnia, an order of paladins and nobles broken into 3 suborders, and lover to a silver dragon who he rode into battle, was also first to wield the Dragonlances themselves. So, aka Huma of Eldor, Huma of the Lance, and Huma the Lancer.
Yeah, and he and Tanith would smoke together all the time.
and then hang out with Lord Soth and listen to some
actually
tapes.
the silver dragon gifted the giant pipe to Tanith.
It all ties together.
Sometimes you just have this couple who's friends with a single guy, and they introduced him also to both of the ladies whom his love is torn between.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Man, really messing with Yeah.
Yeah, so if Lord Soth is feeling saucy when they go to listen to tapes at his ruined castle...
Well, he's always still down about his wife who thought betrayed him but didn't, so yeah.
Well, he'll invite both of those women over when they're all hanging out just to, like, stir things up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's a villain.
Yeah.
That's what...
But what he doesn't know is that both of those women, they're actually dating each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Very few
Tanith
people
doesn't know that.
Right. Well, it was great learning the true facts and history of Dragonlance. And for sharing our favorite prompt for this episode. This episode's loot winner is Story DJ, who submitted about the silver arm of Ergoth. You're going home with D&D 5e's Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen hardcover. Woo!
Yeah, I was happy to be able to share the true lore of the silver arm.
Yes. I think we were all happy
make
about
sure
that.
in the book, if it's in there, just put a little post-it note over that part with the actual true facts about it.
Yes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend and roundhouse kick that like button to be eligible for
Go
loot
Chuck
and
Norris
support
on
this
that
show.
like button.
Consider subscribing or joining Patreon through the links below. Patrons also get a private RSS link to listen through your favorite podcast platform, and they get a bunch of 5e one-shot adventures. Thank you for your support, and keep building.
Stop building!